Hello there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Gamer Muscle YouTube channel, where we've adorned the crown of virtual reality on top of our head because I want to talk in this video about the Project Cars 2 latest Le Mans Super Special DLC 4, which we've been playing. Last night we streamed it for about 6 hours. We played through pretty much all the cars, pretty much the track, and well, now I just want to try out what I think was the best car and the best track. There's only one track in the DLC, but the best car on the track that's in the DLC. And I want to try it out in virtual reality. So we've loaded up, and here we go. So, of course, the Le Mans Vintage is the track that comes with the DLC. And the best car, the car that we picked is our winner from 8 hours of streaming, is one of the vintage LMP cars. Of course, we've got the LMP 2016 cars, which were added in the DLC, as well as a bunch of car skins and some other vehicles. But the vintage, where are you? Vintage prototypes. This is where it's at, guys. And the Ferrari 512S, and also the Ferrari 512M. They're pretty similar, but the 512S at the vintage Le Mans circuit last night was, it tickled the pickle, shall we say. It was almost as good as a cup of tea. Not quite, but it was getting there. I'm really excited to see what this car's like in VR. I mean, the simple fact is, VR puts you inside the car. That's the simple fact. So let's load in here. Now, a lot of people were asking the question with the DLC, is it worth getting? It's £8. I didn't pay for it, by the way. I got a key from Bandai, so I can't really comment on the price of it, as I didn't pay anything. But it's £8 if you do buy it with your own hard-earned money. But the way I would break it down is it's very hard to sort of just, it's very hard to know what's good value for one person and not another person. The way I break it down is, have you wanted to drive a vintage Le Mans car? And do you want to drive a vintage Le Mans car at the vintage circuit? If you do, yes, it's bloody good value for money. If you don't really have an interest in the vintage Le Mans circuit or the vintage cars, then you could do without it. And as I always say, one of the things with Project Cars 2 especially is that it comes with so much content in the vanilla game, you really don't need to have any of the DLC. Look at the Esso, man, that's cool. I don't know how clear that is for you guys. I think you can see that, it's cool. Yeah, you don't need any of the DLC to really get a lot of enjoyment out of Project Cars 2, because there's so much in the base game. Tons of tracks, tons of cars. Now, I like to set my steering ratio absurdly low here. This is probably not realistic, but I like my car to handle it like a fighter jet. That's how I set it up. In real life, in reality, they probably would have had quite a low steering ratio because no power steering or anything, and it'll be about being very delicate sliding the car. I just drive like a lunatic, so we'll ignore history. We'll do what I like. That's what matters. That's the way to approach sim racing. Do what you like, get your own enjoyment out of it. We'll just stick with this. It's worth saying, actually, if you do get this pack and you want to drive the cars at the Le Mans circuit or the long circuits that have long straights, they have setups in the game that they've got like the loose and the stable, but they've also got a low drag LM setup, which will get you those high speeds, which is more suited for the Le Mans circuit, because obviously the track is basically 2 squiggles and then driving down a airport runway, 2 airport runways at different angles for half an hour. So let's get driving, guys. It's enough delaying. Save that. Save every existing setup. Yep, we've broken the car. Fantastic. Okay, so here we are on the start line. Get ready, guys. Rev your engines. Go, go, go. Oh, a little bit loose on the gas there. Oh, AI coming at me there. They've had a bit ferocious. I mean, it's fair enough. If you're going to be driving one of these cars the same in real life, you would have had a few pints of brandy just to soften the nerves. Because at the end of the day, when you elect to drive one of these vehicles, you also elect to become a human candle. So, the drink helps it be a bit more relaxing as you're going a couple hundred miles an hour through the French countryside. Okay, squeezing on through here. AI nicely slow at the start of the race, which is handy because I'm not particularly fast, so I appreciate the AI not being lazy, being fast. Look at that as we mow the lawn. Oh my god. So in VR, it's we're saying as soon as you jump into VR, you actually feel like you're inside the bloody vehicle, and it is a little bit more impactful than 2D on a 2D screen. I mean, look at this. I'm just looking up at the top and we've got like a periscope mirror. What is that about? I didn't even notice that in 2D. That's incredible. Oh, look at it. And also it's tracking with my head, which is nice. Quite a few driving simulators don't do that properly. Oh, grass overtake. Oh, through the traffic. Oh, my God. Yeah, they've obviously capped the top speed here for the AI. Whoa, oh, God. Okay, we've got to slow down through there. Oh, we put him on the grass. We've just killed him. Sorry. Look at the details there. Look, he's got like a radiator, all his engine gubbins. Whoa. Oh, God, we've totally missed a brake point. Totally missed a brake point. I'm just going to use you as a brake. Sorry, dude. Oh, look. Totally historically accurate cameras there. Okay. Fortunately, damage is off. Unfortunately, we've just killed that guy. He'll deal with it. You have to brake at 300 metres there. I was too busy admiring the... let's make sure there's space. The bodywork detail. Look at that. You can see all the suspension geometry. All the exhaust pipes. That's incredible. Again, you don't really notice that in 2D, you know. Just slide into that a little bit. There we go, nice and smooth through here. Oh, squeezing through. They're getting out of my way now because they know I'll kill them if they get in my way. Absolutely awesome. Bit of a lock up there. This car, when you lock it up, goes in a straight line. The brakes on the Ferrari, not the best. The Porsche has slightly better brakes and a better top speed, I think. But this, the nice thing with the Ferrari is it feels a little bit more collected, a little bit more balanced. Look at that. Oh, look at that wall as well. Mow the lawn again. Whoa, catching it. Yeah, it's a little bit more refined, this car. I mean, you've got the vintage character of the suspension, of course, moving around. We don't need to slow down that much through there. What am I doing? So you kind of lean the car into corners and you work with it. And you really have to sort of dance with the vehicle through the corners. That's what makes it so satisfying and really quite interesting to handle relative to new vehicles, if that's what you normally play. But despite that sort of children's bouncy castle at 300 miles per hour experience, it also has a poise to it, a finesse to it that you can work with. The only aspect of the handling of this car that is tricky and a little bit, I'd say, marginally irritating is when you come over the crest of a corner and the car's its weight is obviously off the suspension and that corner's slightly off camber. It has a tendency to do a bit of a Dora the Explorer wander, so you really have to watch out for that. And then also, occasionally we've been going at max speed in this vehicle and all of a sudden it's just gone absolutely bananas, so you really have to watch out for that as well. Look at that. God, and then this just feels phenomenally fast. We're absolutely blazing through the French countryside. So, you know, what more can I say about this car? We've got a spare seat here if anybody wants to get in a vehicle with me. I can assure you I'm a very safe driver. We've only killed a few people. So that's nice. That's a place to put your shopping, and, you know, we've got all the electronic gubbins over there. It looks like a 1930s radio set. I built that myself. But the attention to detail is superb. You can see your feet going onto the brake here. And your clutch moving down as we mow the lawn again. Whoa. Try and get through the traffic there. The AI actually doing quite a good job here, you know. They're reasonably chilled. Not making it too hard for us. We'll break down here, get into this, get the speed off, and then get back on it nice and smooth. That was a bit better than the last lap. Oh, look at that. We need to put our headlights on there underneath the desk. There we go. Oh, look at that. You can see the tarmac. You can see the tarmac coming towards you like a starfield. We've got warp speed. Oh, my God. Guys, virtual reality is just absolutely mind-boggling. Absolutely unbelievable. Whoa! Get on the brakes there. Look at the size of his tyres. Well, this video's gone ridiculous. I wasn't expecting to be this excited. I haven't had any biscuits for... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, there we go. That was it. Thought of the biscuits. Put me in the wall again. Hope you guys didn't come here expecting clean driving, because you're not getting that. Oh, we're still in first gear. Reverse gear. Back into first gear. Off we go. We haven't had any biscuits, so I wasn't expecting to be this excited. So, yeah, the car model, needless to say, absolutely fantastic. My driving, absolutely terrible. I do find with these vehicles you have to, personally, I have to concentrate to actually drive them. This is one of the few, well, this and Richard Burns Rally, all rally driving are things that I find very hard to talk and drive at the same time. Maybe if we were driving around Brands Hatch would be alright, because we've done a few million laps through there. But yes, the car model, absolutely superb in VR. All the details, the way the lighting picks up and everything, gorgeous. The handling, really satisfying, really enjoyable. But, of course, with the DLC, it's not just the cars. It's obviously not just this car. There's a few other vehicles. Probably try them in VR after how exciting this is. We've obviously got our 8-hour stream if you want to check that out. There's driving cars badly. But, look at the track. I don't know if I've actually played a better version of the vintage Le Mans layout. Now, I've only been getting familiar with it since yesterday. I never really played even the new Le Mans that much. Whoa, on the power, drift it through there. Let's try not to crash this lap, guys. But this vintage layout is just fantastic. You've got, even at night there, you can see the lights on in the houses. Just all these little distractions whilst you're bombing through the countryside. And then look at the headlights. And this is the key thing with Project Cars 2 is you've got the full weather system and the day and night with all this content. So you just get to experience the full flavour of Le Mans here. Oh no, we've got to be distracted again. Pure X-Files through the darkness here. My God, we are absolutely caning it. Absolutely caning it. I like for safety there's just a thin strip of Armco. The occasional hay bale. Let's try and cut that. A little bit of a tiny bit of a lift there. And yeah, hay bales, tiny bit of Armco, and of course the best safety device known to man, the mound of sand. Well, give him a little bit of a shunt. Assert dominance. There we go. Nothing makes you feel safer as a race driver in a vehicle that has absolutely no crumple zones than a bit of sand on the exit of a corner. Does the job. Can't really complain. It's cheap. It's effective. You might die, but you know, life is cheap at this point in time in history. Well, let's throw it around there. Let's get some speed through here. We're going to take a bit of speed off. Another thing actually worth noting. Oh, too fast. God, it's embarrassing, isn't it? These guys that have all the kit but they can't drive. Get them out of the sim rig. Getting penalised here. Another thing that's worth noting with this car is that the engine braking is really, really strong on it. So smashing a car down through the gears, though the engine might not be happy for it, a very effective way of taking the speed off, and the back end stays surprisingly stable. God, have I broken my headlights? This is not a good situation. Whoa! Whoa! I think I've broken my headlights. This is not a good time to have broken headlights. We need to let a vehicle go past us so we can see the track. Go on. Oh, driving into a wall at 80 miles an hour apparently breaks your headlights. Who would have thought it? There we go. This is the last lap anyway. So we've definitely put the AI on too easy. AI, I think, did a relatively good job of navigating the circuit. We may have killed a few of them. But despite the terrible driving, guys, there. So awful. The worst advertisement for this car. Despite the terrible driving, you have to try this vehicle. You have to try this Ferrari. You have to try the vintage Le Mans. As I say, but personally, I think £8 is fair enough value for the old track, given the features that you've got in Project Cars 2 with the weather and everything else. and it's just really, really fun. If you are playing in virtual reality, don't forget to also set the sharpening by going into the My Documents folder with Project Cars 2, and there's the graphics config DX11 file. If you open that, and then of course there's this sharpening strength line down here. I'm running it on 1. A lot of people like it on 0.6, but you can put that up to 3. That crispens the image up and it makes things look a bit sharper into the distance, just moving that blurriness that you might be experiencing in VR with Project Cars 2. If you are, just load up this file in your documents and do what I've just said, and it'll make you a happy little boy or girl in your sim rig. But there you go, guys. That's our favourite car, the Ferrari 512S vintage prototype, a Le Mans car on the vintage Le Mans track. Sarthe Circuit has done a fantastic job with the track and the car. Just really enjoyable, and that's what it's about, really, isn't it? It's about having fun. So yeah, there you go, guys. Well, I'll catch you when we next stream, which will be very soon. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be kept up to date. I mean, YouTube probably won't even notify you, so you might as well just click it anyway. You just click the button for the experience of clicking it. Some people enjoy that. But until the next one, have a good time, drink your tea, and goodbye.